Okay. I'm just waiting a little bit because this computer is weird. Okay. Sometimes it cuts off my stuff before I stop talking. So I'm going to give it a minute. Okay. Today, I am very happy to talk about this topic. I have actually been um, studying about cyberspace for a while. Okay. So about 3 years ago, when I started doing more work into my evaluation stuff, I started going into different areas, okay, to look to find out how other people, how other domains, how other professions evaluate and train. All right. One of those areas that I went into was cybersecurity. And at that time, I was doing research on cyberspace. Like exactly what is that? Okay. Because what I know to be true is that we are very good at saying words and saying things and really not knowing what we're talking about. Okay. I have learned that. I have done that. Okay. And I know that this is true. So many people who work in cyberspace, in cybersecurity, in information security, they won't be able to tell you what cyberspace is. They don't know. Okay. Because it doesn't seem to matter. Okay. It is what it is. They really cannot tell you what it is. Now, one thing that I do, okay, one thing that I am a proponent of is finding out the definitions of things. I'm real big on that. Not just the definitions, the etymology. Where does that word even come from? Okay. I'm very big on that. Okay. So y'all going to hear a lot of that kind of stuff in here. All right. Because again, this is Cyber Training with Epiphany, and I'm Cheryl Abram. Okay. And we are changing the landscape of learning for cybersecurity. Okay. So when I did my research, I found that when cyberspace was first mentioned, the word cyberspace was through a book called The Neuromancer. Okay. And in The Neuromancer, that was in 1984. So I got the book. It's science fiction. I'm not a big science fiction type reader, so I wasn't really able to get through it. But I just wanted to see what it was all about, and I mean, it was all right, but I didn't even read the whole thing. But anyway, William Gibson is the author, okay, of The Neuromancer. Just in case you're interested and you like science fiction type things, okay. But in The Neuromancer, he defined cyberspace as a consensual hallucination. That's what he called it. Consensual hallucination. Okay. Now, if you go in the dictionary or Google or whatever to look it up right now, you'll see it defined in a lot of places as a notional space. Okay. Now, both of those things mean pretty much the same thing. All right. Cyberspace is like an idea. Okay. Because it's not like you can pack your bags, you and your family, and book a ticket and travel to cyberspace. Okay. Not like you can to physical spaces. Okay. You could book your ticket and go to Hawaii or, Cambodia or Africa. You could do that. Okay. You can't do that in cyberspace. You can't just step into it, at least that's the way they're defining it. They're saying that, for example, Lord of the Rings, whether you read the book or you watch all three of the movies, which I have because I love them, that's a consensual hallucination. That ain't true. It's not true. Game of Thrones, watched every season, every episode. Absolutely hated the last three, but that's another video. Okay. Game of Thrones is a notional space. It's not true. Okay. Now it happens in physical space. These people are actually in an actual place. Okay. But the story is not true. All right. Now, what is true is the information you get, You know, the feelings you have when you're watching some of that stuff. You're crying, you're angry, you're, you know, now those things are true, right? And they're manufactured by this notional space, this cyber space. Okay. Now there's a difference between cyberspace and the internet. The internet happens in cyberspace. Okay. Just think about look around you, wherever you are right now, look around, you see you are in space. Okay, you know there's space between you and your phone or computer, wherever you're looking at this from. There's space between you and the table, or you and your whatever. Okay, that's space. That's what we call physical space. All right. Now, in cyberspace, what happens is, okay, now I read this research paper. It was really, really good. A very good research paper. I'll have to find it and I'll put the link in here. But the writer talks about how there has to be first, before you even get to cyberspace, you have to first have physical space. Cyberspace is dependent on this right here, okay? Because you need the computers and the cables, and you need something solid like to start with, okay? If you think about Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones, like you need physical space first before you can then create some kind of a notional environment or a consensual hallucination, okay? Any movie you go to, think about your favorite actor or actress, or your favorite TV show, movie. Frasier, I love Frasier. The Office, I like The Office, okay? I laugh my behind off at The Office, okay? And I do that because of something called consensual hallucination, right? If you go in the movie theater and watch Joker right now, and you stand up and say, that's not really the Joker, that's Joaquin Phoenix. You know, that is not real. People are going to kick you out of there. Why? Because you're messing up their consensual hallucination. Consensual hallucination means you deliberately suspend your critical thinking so that you can enjoy whatever's in front of you. That's what it is. You deliberately suspend, you know, your sense so that you can pretend like Joaquin Phoenix is actually the Joker. Do you know what I'm saying? Okay, so that's what it is. So that's the way cyberspace has been defined. Okay, that the space itself, that you're not talking about this physical space right here. Okay, the cyberspace you're talking about is an idea. Okay, because it's not something that we can really go to. All right. It's the space in which information travels back and forth. All right. When you send the emails and stuff, okay, it goes through something called cyberspace. All right. Now, because, like I mentioned in the beginning, physical space has to be here first. It has to. If you just think about that, okay, you have to have physical space before you have cyberspace. Okay. And I said, so there's another video. I'm probably going to put it on this channel too, because it's on my Epiphany channel. But I talk about in that video physical space and cyberspace and how those two are connected. Okay. So because you have to have physical space first, it's all you can't neglect to talk about this when you're talking about cyberspace. So in my training, okay, when I go and design training experiences, okay, for cybersecurity, this has to be included, right? And the reason why I say so in my other video is because people know physical space. Okay, when I talk about physical space, they know exactly what I'm talking about. When I talk about being physically secure, when I talk about securing your house, you know, securing your own person, you know, like being physically secure in yourself, okay, they understand that. They know that, okay, because we all know physical security. So to start there and to say, okay, that is not at all separate from your cybersecurity. It's not. Okay. The same way I'm talking to you right now. Let's say I have a secret. Okay. I have a secret. Nobody knows. Nobody knows that secret. Okay. That secret is with me. I'm accountable. I can use it if I want to. I can tell it to some. I have complete and total control of that information. Okay. It's my secret. All right. It's right here. Now, if some kind of way I let that secret out, be it by accident or on purpose, now somebody else has that information. Okay. Somebody now, the thing about us, the thing that makes a secret, and everything that nobody else knows is not a secret. Y'all don't know what I had for breakfast this morning. Okay. I'm the only one who knows that. But that's not a secret. I don't care if that gets out. It's not a secret at all. Y'all don't know how old I am or what high school I went to. I mean, I don't care. That's not a secret. A secret, the thing that separates a secret from just any old thing that nobody knows, right, is the instrumental value of it. The secrets have like dollar signs on it. It's like currency. I tell you I had a bagel for breakfast, which is what I had. I had a bagel. Y'all be like, so what? Like you can't do nothing with that, really? Okay. You really can't. Okay. If I tell you my social security number, now that has, or if I tell you this other secret I have, it may not be my social, just something else that's really juicy and important. Okay. That's something that you can use. Okay. That has what's called instrumental value. Instrumental value is something that you can use to get something. All right. In cyberspace, that is where a lot of information that has instrumental value is. Okay. And that is what InfoSec and cybersecurity professionals are here to protect. Okay. They're here to protect my secret because I know my secret has a lot of value. So, and it's mine. So I use it as my currency to get whether it's my intellectual property or, whatever that information is. I use it to help run my business. Like this is this is how I fry my chicken. This is my secret ingredients or whatever. I'm the only one who wants to be able to do that. This information can't get out of it because somebody else gonna be able to use it for instrumental value. Okay. That's why you got patents and all this other kind of stuff to protect stuff like that. Okay. That stuff is in cyberspace. All right. Now, just like in physical space, when people invent stuff, like we have, I don't know if Henry Ford was the first person to make a car or not. He may have been, I'm not sure. But things like the car, like think of transportation, cars and trains and boats, airplanes, all these different inventions, right? They just make life easier. They make travel faster. They make it more convenient for people to get from point A to point B. All right. Cyberspace is the same way. It's not rocket science. Okay. Before, if I want to get you a message, I got to write you a letter. Okay. Or I got to walk somewhere, what they had, pigeons or something. I don't know, whatever they was using back then. Okay. It wasn't convenient. It took a long time. Okay. And not as much information can get through because now I had to wait for you a month for you to send me a letter back. Now I got to send you another thing back on the horse or however it got to you. Cyberspace has allowed information to be shared much. I mean, communication is just, people say the internet only made the world smaller. It made the world smaller. People find things out like that. Okay. While they're you didn't even got to wait for CNN. Okay. You got to wait for that. CNN is on Twitter trying to find out what's going on in the world. Okay. It's made things just that much more convenient. There are a lot of inventions, a lot of things that we've done in cyberspace to make communication that much more easier. But at the same time, if you look right now in business, what are the largest, most profitable businesses right now? What are they into? What do they do? Information. Okay. Information. Facebook, Amazon, Google. Information is the new oil. That's what they're saying. Okay. That's why cyberspace is banging. Cyberspace is popping right now. Okay. Because information is the new oil, you know, and anywhere you got something popping, anywhere, you're going to have people with malintent just messing up everything. Malintent. Okay. Now, some of them, let me say this though, some of them have good intentions. Now, there's something in my in the training that we have for the boys in Cyber's future. In the very first class, we talk about what hackers' ethics are. Now, from what I read and what I understand is that hackers are not bad people. Okay. You know, but the word hack is used to just include everybody, okay, who's just breaking stuff down and trying to repurpose, because that's what hacking is. Hacking is just repurposing something and using it for a purpose for which it was not created. Okay. I can hack this pen. This pen was created for me to write with it. Okay. But if somebody walked, you know, through my basement door, you know, and I jug them in the eye with it, I'm now using it as a weapon. I just hacked this pen, okay, to use it as a weapon. That is not what this was created for. Okay. That's all hacking is, right? And hacking is great. I mean, it's good for you to be able to DIY, do it yourself type things. There's a lot of hacks on there. Okay. So we talk about that now. People that use it for malintent, I know there are like other names for those people, crackers or something like that, whatever. But the thing is that hackers have, you know, very good intentions. And, you know, one of those is for information to be free. And for like, what was the other one? It was like something about freedom in the world. I mean, it was very noble. Very, very noble. I can't be mad at it at all. Nobody can, you know. But, you know, one of the things that I talk about also with that is when you look at Manifest Destiny, which is the thing that brought Europeans to America. That was all about being free. You know, people want to have the right to raise their children, free religion, you know, free speech, free all that, you know. But when it's done by any means necessary, that's when you get all those atrocities and stuff happening. You know, that's where InfoSec and cyber professionals need to step in and say, okay, listen, cyberspace, it's here. It is what it is. You know, yes, information wants to be free. I think even Steve Wozniak said that, the Microsoft guy, you know, information wants to be free. It's good. Okay, we want to be able to do that. We want to be able to create programs that make people's lives easier. You know, ain't nobody mad at that. However, you got that CIA model coming in now. Okay, confidentiality, integrity. You have to respect, you know, that Cheryl has secrets that are hers. You know, Cheryl has things that she's created. Cheryl has information that is hers. Okay. So what we're here to do is to ensure that Cheryl's inalienable rights are respected. Okay. That this business, okay, that their information that is of instrumental value to them, okay, that secret sauce, that's instrumental value. Okay. They've created a whole business around it. All right. We want to be sure that we respect this person's right to their own information, to be able to use it the way they want to use it. Okay. So that's what we're here to do. We're here to protect and defend. Now, let me tell you, this gets us to the next part. It's not just protection. Okay. So there's two, there are these folks that I looked at, CyberHat. Y'all know who CyberHat is? And they talk about the difference between cybersecurity and cyber defense. So we talked about cyberspace. It's a consensual hallucination. It's a notional environment where communication happens, right? Information, information highway, super highway, just goes back and forth, and we're able to share and hear things, and we gain instrumental value from the convenience, right, and the availability that cyberspace allows us for information and connection. Okay, connection and forming relationships and all that. In that environment, you want to be cyber secure, just like in your physical environment. You want to be physically secure, like my door is locked back here, my windows are closed. I want to be physically secure. You also, so you have cybersecurity and you have cyber defense. Okay, they make a distinction between these two. All right, where cybersecurity is like, if you think physically, when you go, you have your monthly or yearly visits to the doctor. You have your annual checkup. You go to the dentist for cleaning once a year. You go to the eye doctor. You get your blood test, check your cholesterol and all that stuff. Okay, they call, and I like how they say this. I like how they make this distinction, right? So that's like cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is about compliance. Okay, we are compliant with FISMA, with all the ISOs. We got our AWS stuff in order. Okay, we have our cybersecurity budget. I learned that some banks have like $600 million for their cybersecurity budget. 600 million. Okay. My bank don't, clearly, because I was hacked in April, but we're not going to talk about that anyway. Or they may have it. Okay. Because I'm going to tell y'all like what this company did to another one. All right. So that's health. Cybersecurity is like your health, your overall health. You're complying. You're doing the yearly training. You got your security awareness training, and all that stuff. Okay. You're doing that. Now, cyber defense, you just came from your annual checkup. Everything is good. You're good. You're going to live for another 40 years, according to your checkup. You walking down the street and somebody knock you upside your head. Okay. You were not able to defend yourself because you didn't know how, you didn't see it coming, or whatever the case. Okay. Or this person was just, crazy, knocking people upside the head, whatever the reason. You just got knocked upside your head. Okay. Now you in the hospital. You just came from a checkup saying you're going to live another 40 years. Why are you in the hospital? Because you were not able to defend yourself, in that situation. That's cyber defense. Okay. You could be you could use all 600 million plus some on cybersecurity and still have Cheryl Abrams show up in your bank saying, what the hell happened? Why is somebody using my account, sending money, and it ain't me? You see? So some of the examples they give for, so again, cybersecurity is healthy behaviors. Okay. You're eating right. You're doing all the stuff you're supposed to do. All right. Cyber defense is offensive security. Okay. It's defensive and offensive security. You're not just waiting for somebody to knock you upside the head, to defend yourself or something. All right. You're actually out there being proactive, with cyber defense, physical defense. You're out there. I'm taking martial arts lessons because I know in this neighborhood, people just walk up and knock you upside your head. Okay. I know that. I'm walking with a bat in my hand. Okay. Because I know that in this environment, that's the kind of stuff that happens. So I need to be on the defense. However, what I'm also doing on the cyber side is hacking simulations. Okay. I'm doing simulations with phishing emails to see what kind of things get clicks in here. How is my IT security awareness training actually working? All right. Everybody passed the test, but did they learn anything? Okay. That's when I do these simulations, proactive intelligence and things like that. Okay. Having a real offensive mindset. So you're not just a sitting duck waiting for somebody to knock you upside the head. So I'm not just a sitting duck, waiting for somebody to steal out my bank account. I'm going looking for you. Where you at? Okay. Where are you? And what are you doing? Okay. Looking at the environment, being very proactive. Okay. Because I know what I am accountable for. Now, I said in another video how people always be talking about users are the weakest link. No, humans are the weakest link. Humans. That includes me as a user. That includes you as a programmer. That includes whoever owns the bank. Okay. Look, there is enough accountability to go around. Promise. But that's a good thing. What I'm trying to say in the talks that I give, in the training that I design, for InfoSec professionals, right, is that accountability is a wonderful thing, because accountability is not blame. When I say you're accountable, that does not mean I'm blaming you. What I'm saying is that, hey, this is an area where you have control. Okay. This is an area where you can actually make some changes. Okay. This is an area where you have power to make something happen. And people know, like, what hackers really want. Malicious hackers. What malicious hackers really want is to become the administrator. They want to own your system. They want to be accountable. Why? Because when you're accountable, that means you can control it. You can make changes. That's what accountability is. They want to be accountable for your system because they can make changes. Any change they want to make. Okay, that's what they want. So let me know in your cybersecurity training, security awareness. We still in Cybersecurity Awareness Month, okay? But even so, every month needs to be Cybersecurity Awareness Month. And not just awareness, because at some point we got to go beyond awareness to knowledge. You can't do nothing with awareness except be aware. It isn't until you get to knowledge where you can actually use that information to do something. Okay? All right. So cyber security and cyber defense. Two different things. They need to be talked about in different ways, and they need to be approached in different ways. And let's start with the truth. Okay, let's start with actually knowing what this space is that we're working in. Okay, like have that be a conversation in your training. Have it be a conversation. Okay, because one of the primary problems when it comes to cybersecurity, either cybersecurity awareness training, even if you're training people to become cyber professionals, okay, they're in there for different reasons. People get certifications for different reasons. They work for companies for different reasons. Okay, the thing is when it comes to users and programmers or developers, whoever you're teaching, okay, or whoever's learning, you have to design things so that they care about what they're learning. Okay, that takes the heavy lifting off of you as the instructor or the trainer. If I care about what I'm there to learn about, you really don't have to do anything, right? I'm a put in the work. And not just when I'm sitting in front of you. I'm going to use my discretionary time, my free time, to learn and practice and do what I want to do. If I care, if you can help me find a reason to care about being cyber secure, and just saying you should care, that's not going to do nothing. Let me tell you. I read this book. What is the name of the book? Was it Made to Stick? Y'all, I done read like 20 something books this year. No. It wasn't Chip Heath. It was the other guy. I'm not going one step further until I get the name of this book. What is the name of this book? Oh, Immunity to Change. Immunity to Change is the name of the book. By Leahy and somebody else. In this book, they talk about how one example is they did a study with people who'd had heart transplant surgery, or they had heart disease and they had to have surgery. Okay. And, the doctor would tell them, okay, now, so this doesn't happen again. And so you can live a good quality of life, and keep your heart healthy. These are some of the things you're going to have to practice. You're going to have to, change your diet. You're going to have to change your stress levels. You can't be as stressed as you've been. Something gonna have to change in that stuff. Okay. You're gonna have to change your physical activity. The physical activity will really help to, strengthen your heart. Okay. They know all this. The doctor tells them, they know what they have to do to stay at the hospital, to stay out of caskets. The book, the research they did in the book, an abysmal percentage, like less than 10% of people in the study actually did anything to change. Now we're talking about people's lives. The doctor is telling you, listen, if you don't change, you're going to die. You're going to die. That's what the doctor said. Less than 10%. So you think your once a year annual security awareness training gonna make these people change their behavior? And the doctor telling all these people you gonna die, like you will physically no longer be here, and they still don't change? That should tell you right there that you need more in your training. Just because you're training somebody does not mean they are learning. I don't know how many times I got to tell people that training and learning are two different things. Okay? Two different things. Just because somebody is sitting in front of your face, hearing sounds come out of your mouth, looking at pictures going up on the slide, that doesn't mean they're learning anything or that they're even interested in changing their behavior. I already told you in my IT, listen, every year, IT security awareness training, the way they get us to do it, okay, the way they get us to do IT security training is they say, if you don't do it by this date, we're going to shut your computer off. Why do you think they get 100% compliance? Because people want to know about being cyber secure. Is that why you think they do it? Ooh, child. All right. I talked about what is cyberspace, the difference between cybersecurity and cyber defense. Okay. Phishing, social engineering. Okay. So we really have to do a better job of considering the human factor in what we're doing in cybersecurity. Okay. Because the first minds that need to change, the first attitudes that need to change are yours, cyber professional. Okay. It don't matter if you train or not. Just as an infosec person, okay, a person who is interested in keeping businesses and people cyber secure. Now, I know whether you're doing that as a programmer, a network engineer, or whatever else your role is, okay? Everybody has a role in ensuring that, the least amount of vulnerabilities are out there. Okay, everybody has a role. I don't care what aspect of IT you work in. Everybody has a role. I need some water. So it's everybody's responsibility. Okay, it's not just the person hired to do cybersecurity. Okay, even if you're hired just to be a programmer, you have a role in keeping cyberspace cyber secure. I'm not a law enforcement professional. That's not what I went to school for. Ain't nobody paying me for that. But I still have a role in keeping my home, my children, my city, my state, all that secure. I got a role in that. I have power in that regard. There are some things that I can control. Okay? So yes, that's absolutely true. We all have a role in that. And it's a very important one. And it cannot be diminished just because my title does not include cyber in it. Okay. And listen, now this doesn't just go for IT and cybersecurity. Okay. This goes for many professions. But because I'm talking about cyber, okay, I'm talking to y'all. You really have to have a more diverse team. Now, what I do know, I'm a social worker by profession. That's what I went to school for. Okay. I have a BSSW from Salve Regina University in Rhode Island. And I have my master's in social work from Catholic University of America in Washington, D.C. Okay. I have worked as a social worker in my beginning years. And for most of my career, I have worked in training and leadership development. Okay, with a specialization in evaluation of leadership programs. All right, I've done that. And because of that, and because now I'm working in cyber, I found this area to be very interesting, something that I really enjoy doing. I am coming with a very different perspective than somebody who has always been, that's what they've been doing this whole time, just cyber, okay, or IT. You have to get people who have different perspectives on your team. That doesn't mean you have to hire them, or to work on your IT, whatever. But if you have planning sessions, okay, your strategic planning sessions that you have every year, you're trying to solve some kind of problem in the organization or whatever, bring people in who have different perspectives. Okay, we talk about diversity and inclusion. That's not just about how much melanin you have in your skin or where you were born on this earth. Okay, that's about how you have lived, what kind of things you've done, what other kinds of experiences you have. You want to have that kind of instrumental value, that kind of information at your table when you're having these discussions. Because people, like, if you want to broaden your vision, all you have is this. This is all you got right here, your eyes. These are the only eyes you will ever be able to see out of. Just these. Okay? Just yours. If you want to see more, okay, the only way you can see more is to bring other perspectives in. Okay, so now you got this set of eyes. Now you got that set of eyes. Okay, And everybody can't be looking at IT. Okay. Bring somebody in who has another experience, a different experience. Okay. Bring those kinds of people in. That's the kind of stuff that's really include the user when you're even creating your training. Include the person who's going to be there. I would have listened. If my IT department had put out an email saying, look, y'all, we're trying to create some IT security awareness training for this company. We've done it before. Y'all still clicking on links like crazy. We need to know what we need to do, to get the message across that this is something important. Can we have volunteers to come help us create this learning experience or these learning experiences? Listen, me and many people would have been happy to participate because I couldn't stand that training. I'm just trying to get through it so I can get back to work. Couldn't stand it. Listen, I'm just telling you. You have to, on your cyber teams, any team you have, okay, you need to add more people. You need to add more perspectives. Okay, you just do. If you want to make your job easier. Because the thing is, everybody in the organization, and this is why you have things like mission statements and values and all that stuff, okay? Because people share, at least you think that people are there because they share the goal of the business, okay? If you're in an organization whose mission it is, to feed all the hungry children in America, if you're working there, your values probably align to that in some kind of way. Okay. If you're working in IT, in the cyber place, if you're working in training, if you're working in marketing, in the financial place, y'all doing different jobs, but everybody shares the same goal. So yes, I want my IT security awareness training to be what it needs to be to make our jobs easier, not harder. Because right now, it seems like it's making it harder. That's how people see IT. That's how they see all those policies and stuff y'all be putting out there. Getting in my way. I can't work for all the policies y'all got up in here. I read that book, The Phoenix Project. Read The Phoenix Project if you haven't read that before. Okay. It's really good. It's very, very good. It's about this guy. He, he's appointed as the CIO in the company, and he knows that they got all kind of issues, okay, in that company. It's a really, really good book. But some kind of way, you got to figure that out, okay? You have to figure out a way to, and the same thing for training. So all the support functions, right? IT training, marketing, all those support functions for the business. And I hate that they're called support functions. I really do. I really do. But that's not this video. That's a different video. Y'all have just as much of a role in helping the organization meet its mission. But people don't see it that way. If all they see is that, okay, out of IT, they're gonna block some website for us to get to again. We got to follow all these rules. I got to send a message to them before I can get this thing open. That's the way y'all come across a lot. Okay. And you should use your training, your cybersecurity training, and not just that one day. It makes no sense in the world why cyber is so important. But the only time I heard about it was when my training was required and when I saw that I couldn't get to some website or something. That's the only time that I would ever interact. I wouldn't even know we had a CIO's office if it wasn't for that. Or wherever cyber sits in your organization. Okay. If you're part of the team, if you're part of the organization, then get out there and do something. Talk to people, do something. Because, it's, and I'm not going to get into all of that in this video because that's not what that's about. I'm already going off topic. But yeah, so that's what it is. Okay, cyberspace. Let's let people know and understand what cyberspace is and what cybersecurity and cyber defense means in those spaces for everybody, for the cyber professionals or the infosec professionals, whatever you call them, and the users. Because I, as a user, I have to be part of that team. I have to. I have to. Okay. Especially if you're telling me that I, as a user, am one of the main reasons why people are able to get inside the organization, be it over the computer, or some kind of social engineering. One example that what did I say? Cyber hat? I think that was the name of it. That they used was the company that they went into to assess their security. The company had I think it was $105 million budget for cyber. They had all the stuff. I mean, they had some of the best antivirus. They hired the best person to be there, all that stuff. They had it all. They were compliant with everything. He said, the head of this company, Cyber Hat, they were able, so they used phishing, they used payloads and social engineering. He said they spent $100. $100 compared to this $105 million budget. He said they were able to get control through like six different avenues. They were able to become administrators for stuff in that company. Okay. One of the things he showed how, I don't know if it was command prompt or something he went into where he showed Cyber Hat. So you had all these people in the company, and then you saw Cyber Hat as an administrator. Okay. He said, I mean, hackers don't normally do that because they try to cover their tracks, but he just wanted to put it there just to show them we were able to get in and get administrative rights to all these things in your company with $100 compared to your $105 million. He said one of the things they did was around the organization, around the company, they had a bunch of restaurants, right? So they created a fake website as a restaurant that was opening in that neighborhood and said, okay, if you click here, then you'll get 2 for 1 when you come to our grand opening. So you got a whole bunch of hungry people. Yeah, I probably would have clicked something like that. 2 for 1. Listen, I'm trying to save coins too. New restaurant. If it was soul food restaurant, I sure would have clicked on it. But that was one of the things that he did, and he was able, many people clicked on that. But that's okay. And that's the kind of stuff that you share with your organization. This is what we did. This is what y'all clicked on. But let's talk about why you did that. And let's not just talk about why you did that and don't do it again. Let's talk about what you do when you do get something like this. Okay. And let's talk about how we're going to be responsive, and we're all going to work together to be sure that we remain cyber secure as an organization. I got to be a part of that team. You can't do that without me. Okay, you can't. How long have I been on here? I've been talking for a minute. I can't even tell. Oh, I can. 48 minutes. Okay. All right. That's all I'm going to talk about that today. Next time I come back, I want to give you a specific training event. I want to talk about something specific that we're doing, that we've done. And yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Okay. Maybe I can even do some demonstrations. I have to figure out how to do that on here. I'm going to figure that out. But okay. Thank you for listening. Again, this is Cyber Training with Epiphany. I am Cheryl Abram. Please like this video, share it with somebody who you think it will be helpful for, and don't forget to subscribe. Okay, I'll see you back here next time. Have a good day. Bye, y'all.